Hello everybody, this will be Dragon Ball Super Review 122. We open up with the fighting stage. All the other universes have been eliminated, leaving only behind their angels. It opens up focusing on different sections of the characters and parts of their clothing. Frieza's tail, Gohan's shoe, Goku's torn away piece of gi, and Toppo's fabulous mustache. The GP Grand Priest notices how the stand's pretty much just barren at this point, with only the angels remaining, the two remaining universes, the few universes that aren't participating because their mortal levels are apparently decent enough to get away with participating, but still a lot of viewing pleasure. And so the Grand Priest, since he made the stage, and probably could manipulate any matter he so wanted to, just slapped his hands together and stage shrinks, and then we agree to everybody kind of in a single section. So now they're allowed to mingle, which don't really do much of. Even the angels seem surprised to see each other. Wonder how long it's been since they talked to each other. We have a funny little interaction between Margarita and Vardos, where Margarita's kind of like sassing Vardos, like she's like cheating on her deceased husband. Like, he's barely been dead for a few minutes, and there you are already cheating on Universe 6 with Universe 7. Naughty, naughty. And she's all like, well, he's dead, so might as well move on. Way back to standoff. Can't help but notice how Frieza's not really looking the right direction. He's like, come on, Frieza. Come on, Frieza. And he's like, battle's over there, not here. It's like, wherever the hell you're staring off to. Get a bit of a look at Dispo, and he's like, it's got a creepy ass smile. It's like, don't know if they just misdrew his face, or he's just like, that's usually how he always smiles. Goku and Jiren, of course, being the big macho ones, the alphas of the group, the leaders, walk up to each other in dramatic fashion. Just there, standing off, facing each other, staring each other in the eyes, almost romantically. And then Goku just powers up, right all the way up into Super Saiyan God. It's dramatic. Probably would have been more so if it wasn't constantly spammed throughout the series. The God track plays, and it's like, yeah. Just keeps going and going. Lightning crackles off, and I briefly think to myself, is he going Super Saiyan Blue 2? Like, has that become a thing now? It's like, how many transformations are we going to get this arc? A lot. And then everything just explodes. Vegeta calls it a stupid stunt, which, whatever that means. Don't know if he was trying to like do a distraction when he exploded, trying to like catch Jiren off guard by throwing up a smoke screen. Doesn't really work. And so they're just flying off, battling it out in the air, very casually, having a nice conversation about strength, about why they want to get stronger. And Goku, he's all like, I want to get stronger because I just want to. Then Jiren's like, oh, so you don't really have a reason, you don't really know. And so Goku asks him back, he's like, why do you want to get stronger? And he's like, I want to seek that which is beyond strength. And it's like, wow, dude. What does that mean? And Goku takes it as, oh, so you want to get stronger too, huh? That's neat. And so they come back down to Earth, and Goku's getting ready. He's gonna be like, alright, let's continue this. But then Vegeta's like, fuck you, my turn. So he like just zips on past, leaving Goku with just this hilarious look on his face. And he's like saying, no fair. But all I'm thinking to myself is, you're just thinking, you dick. And so as Vegeta's just throwing himself at Jiren, all I can think to myself is that to me it's like the same as him throwing himself at a meat grinder. Like willingly. Have you ever seen Kingsman 2? Final battle at the end. If you have, you know what I mean. And so then they cut over to Frieza and Dispo. And I find it kind of interesting. You get a little bit of insight into Dispo. Because, yeah, Frieza's fighting Dispo. And Dispo is like just casually just. And Frieza mocks him by saying, oh, so what are you really good for? Just running away. And Dispo then says, oh, so you want to die again? Which makes it clear that Dispo knows that Frieza is dead. So therefore, Dispo is aware of the afterlife. And he's seen dead people before. So he gets how life and death works in the universal scale. So he's not ignorant about that. Which is pretty great. It lets us know a little bit more about him. Which we don't really know much of. He's kind of just been a background character, considering he's kind of stupid, considering he's meant to be the third strongest. He's meant to be essentially one of the three monsters of the Pride Troopers, like One Piece has its three monsters of the Straw Hat Pirates. He's essentially meant to be their Sanji, and you barely know anything about him. And so then we cut back to Jiren versus Vegeta, and then I kind of like how Jiren really knows how to take advantage of his large stature and brawny form. And he's just kind of like there, he has power up enough that he's just like letting Vegeta just wail punch after punch after punch after punch on him. And he's taking it like Goku was punching him in Super Saiyan. And then he just like attacks. And he like really takes advantage of it all. Like he kicks him and just like beats him away. He's about to shoot an energy attack. Goku comes in, kicks him away, stops him from doing that. He's like just beats Goku down, just back swats Vegeta. And like just powers in a bunch of like machine gun blows and blasts Goku away. But then you get this little moment with Vegeta. Like he looks at it and he's like, something just seems to click. And you think to yourself, is this Vegeta? Is he starting to become aware of his Ultra Instinct? Is his shell beginning to break? And he's able to, when he next throws himself at Jiren, he's able to weave himself between the fists and get in close and lay in a good punch. Now, it was a gut punch, but it's not really a gut punch. Because in Dragon Ball, we all know what a freaking gut punch looks like. If you're into Dragon Ball enough to know what a proper Dragon Ball gut punch looks like, it's something like these. But it was good. It managed to shock Jiren, gave him a priceless look on his face. And it kind of made Vegeta register on Jiren's radar. Like, this guy is actually a threat now, considering he was able to get past something that Jiren had no intention of him getting past. He had no intention at all. And then we have a brief look at Goku. And again, his hair is also kind of showing that he might be in some sort of Super Saiyan 2, which he shouldn't be. And everybody's in shock when Vegeta's able to punch Jiren. But what I find kind of stupid is when everybody's shocked that he's going for Ultra Instinct, even though they should already know that he's trying for it. But then they're also shocked by the fact that he's trying it with Jiren. And I'm thinking, guys, you know this is Vegeta. I mean, he'd probably throw himself at a sun if it would allow him to attain, Super Saiyan Blue 2. If he had to take on a sun to get it, he'd do it. If he had to take on a supernova, he'd do it. If he had to take on freaking the Omni King, maybe he would, possibly. I mean, I wouldn't, it'd be stupid, but I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, Vegeta will pretty much do anything if it means he can get stronger. He's just as stupid in that regard when it God as Goku is. After all, he is the Saiyan Prince. And so Vegeta and Jiren continue to go at it. And as you know, and as we all noticed, the animation went up. This animation's been done by this really growing in popularity animator amongst the Dragon Ball community. Was it Yu Takahashi? Pretty sure it was Yu Takahashi. And the character designs, they just look intense in that moment. The shading, the colours, all of it, just the expressions, all of them just look so intense and awesome, especially Jiren. I really love the look on Jiren. It's like it really makes him like this more dark, imposing figure as they fight. And it's just magnificent. And so as they continue to fight, Vegeta points out to Jiren, like, you were a lot more stronger and faster when you were fighting Goku, and Jiren decides to say with his fist that you're right, when he just like punches him like so hard across the face, like sends him like a bit of a spin. And then Vegeta managed to get out a Gallic gun, but Jiren just comes running at it. Bats it away like, oh shit, fly. And it just comes on in and just starts laying on those like blows he did when he fought Goku in Super Saiyan Blue. That one which just goes pew, just bang, bang, pew, boom, and then it throws out an energy ball and sends him on a paid trip to the edge of the ring via Jiren Energy Beam. For those times when you can't afford, instant transmission, Kai pickup, or Angel piggyback ride, you can always trust Jiren Beam. And so he's just there, going straight for the edge of the ring, trying to get this ball of energy just off him. And it's just a simple energy ball from Jiren, and yet it is enough that Vegeta is having like the hardest time getting it off. He can't push it away, and therefore he's left trying to either like crush it or like push it up over his body, which I would not recommend, considering that if he's gonna, in his angle, which is like head to the ground, feet to the sky, I would not recommend him trying to push it. Would not do that. So he Probably left with his last resort of, I'm gonna have to quickly crush this thing. And so then we cut back to Frieza with Dispo. And Frieza's mentioning how the after images are like an old technique, which I can't remember on the Namek saga if Goku used it. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I mean, that was him back when he was back during that fight. He was considerably weaker. Oh no, wait, he does use it. Like when Frieza's using his pizza discs, he's throwing them at Goku, and Goku does briefly use the after image technique. So he is familiar with it. Good memory, Frieza. Good memory. But Dispo, like, he creates like dozens of them, like all around him, and Frieza pretty much gets like, okay, he's gonna throw all these in front of me, and then he's gonna come up behind me, and he's gonna try and like do something. And so with his fifth limb, his tail, he grabs him by the wrist and he's like, gotcha. And he's like, my tail's like super useful, isn't it? Dispo is, oh yeah, it is. Grabs it, runs off with him in tow. And you have this hilarious moment of just Frieza being like, no, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? He just slams him into like rock and just starts dragging his face across it. And if it was any other rock, if it was just like, it's easy to forget that this is not normal rock. Like, this is meant to be that material that Gohan tried cutting in half the Z sword, and it's that double. And so it's no wonder that Frieza's like, fucking hell, my face! And he's just been dragged along it. If he was like Namek himself, he'd probably have half his skull worn away. It's a good job he trained. He'd probably be dead. Then we cut over to Toppo versus Gohan in 17. And they have a brief exchange. Toppo tries to come down on Gohan. He gets distracted by 17 when he throws an energy blast at him. Distracting him momentarily for Gohan to go Kamehameha, boom, and it washes over Toppo. And you have a moment of he's been hit. Then the dust clears and it's like he's fine. Though he did seem kind of impressed with Gohan, a little bit. But then he tells them they better prepare themselves or he is going to start spanking them with his ginormous hands. I wonder if he seems pretty old. I wonder if he has any kids or a wife or something. He seems like he could be a family man with that ginormous mustache of his. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, he looks kind of old, you can't say. He looks kind of old. Unless he's meant to be like the teenage version of a species, which that would be hilarious. It's like, I'm a teenager, can you not tell? It'd be like freaking Lolario. Lolario? You know, the guy from Hunter x Hunter. Lolario. Lolario. I cannot remember how to pronounce his name. Anyway, moving on. Oh, so between Gohan and Toppo, I hope they bring up Super Saiyaman. That would be one thing they could have in common. Okay, back over with Jiren versus Vegeta. Vegeta calls Jiren calls Vegeta out as arrogant, but Vegeta's response to that is something that really helps clarify his character to me. That he says, of course I'm arrogant. It's what it means to be a Saiyan. A Saiyan's pride. Essentially, translate to me is to have a Saiyan's pride is to be confident in your power to the point of arrogance. And he talks about that. That is who he is. That is who he has always been. And that is who he will always be. His character has evolved. but it has not changed. It has not lost anything. It has only become more. Sure, he is a family man, and sure, he is a dad, but he is still the Vegeta we know. He's still the Vegeta he was at the beginning. There is no changing that for him. Which honestly makes him more of a stable character. And so he charges up, goes Super Saiyan Blue, his aura like freaking quadruples, there's lightning, and he starts going for his final flash. And he starts charging up to the point that it is so powerful that instead of doing this, he's doing like this. Like he needs to freaking hold it. Like it's that heavy, it's that big. It's like a literal sun in his hand. And so he challenges G-Man to just take it head on. Like after all the shit he said, after all the power he's put on display, he is not chicken enough to dodge this, is he? And G-Man accepts. He's like, come at me. In the most dignified way. And so he fires off the beam, and it is so powerful it nearly hits the stand. But you have to think that if it did come like right at it, you've got like 13 angels, 5 gods of destruction, and various other fighters. The GP over there, I'm sure they could have blocked it if it came at them. Probably would have just been a matter of like Whis going shield, pew! Or Vada's going shield, pew! Margarita going shield, pew! Or Belmont just going, Beaver's going, any other god of destruction just going. Everybody was okay. Or the GP from a distance just going. And for that moment, we cut over to various other characters. We cut over to Topo looking like shit. 17 and Gohan looking shit. Dispo looking, Frieza playing dead. Everybody else is pretty much just looking, holy crap. And when it's all over, we have just Vegeta with possibly one of his best smiles in the series. It will never top this one, but it's up there. And we see like G-Man just in the dust, lying down. He's been hit, and Vegeta he builds up this laugh, which I just love. How he just like kind of just builds up before it all just comes. He's like so happy. And he's about to go on a speech about fuck you, how dare you look down upon the Saiyans before just and just G-Man's just there. Energy ball to his gut, standing, form imposing. And Vegeta's like speechless, shocked. He doesn't know what to do now. G-Man gives him a brief compliment of, oh, that wasn't half bad, before he just like puts him in like this ball of energy and starts assaulting his body with like all this power and energy. And he's just like, he's been put in a freaking electric chair with Sir Palpatine, just with Emperor Palpatine just powering the generator. And it kind of reminded me of this thing Frieza did to Goku, where like put him in this energy ball and start pinballing him around, and also a mix with Roshi's like lightning attack. It kind of reminded me more of the latter first, before it exploded, and then it became more of the former. So it's kind of like he decides to assault his body and then explode him. And it just left him in a crater, face down on the floor, looking both dumbfounded and drained of will, all at the same time. And then G-Man You have Goku screaming, Vegeta! And then you have Jiren giving this look, this very unreadable look at Vegeta. Like he was both, I couldn't tell if he was like just disappointed in Vegeta, like, is that it? Or if he kind of was feeling some sort of shame towards himself. Because if you've read the manga, you know about a bit about Jiren's character. There's more to him than I'm a big tough guy and say nothing and I'm a part of the Pride Troopers. That he has this sort of belief that he is strongest and he will use his strength to defend everything he can. And he does not believe in killing, he doesn't seem to believe in killing anybody. Enemy or otherwise. And I wonder if that goes the same when it comes to hurting. That's why I believe when he attacked Vegeta, it was nothing crippling. Hence, if you've seen the preview, Vegeta will get back up. So it was nothing crippling. It seemed like it was just designed to injure him. Injure him, but not cripple him. So nothing life-threatening for him. And I don't believe it's really the rules of the game keeping Jiren from doing that. It's just Jiren's own will. Jiren's probably good enough to beat someone to near death and then be done with them, but he's not that kind of guy. He's probably ashamed of himself that he even caused Vegeta pain. Which, considering he's a hero, is probably something he doesn't really like doing. He probably doesn't like causing people pain. If he doesn't like causing people pain if it's like not necessary. But in this case, it was necessary because Vegeta's like stubborn. So he wants to like immobilize him and then just probably wants to throw him out. Which Goku's probably going to stop Jiren from doing that. Anyway, that's just my thought of what might be going through Jiren's mind. Unless you've heard about the theory of Jiren being the head of a coup against the Omni King, which might be a discussion I'll go to when I plan on doing a bit of a video on Jiren later on, if you're interested in that. But anyway, on to the preview for the next episode. Vegeta's new power, which I don't know if I want to talk about that right now. I mean, I might talk about it later. I'm planning on doing a video on Super Saiyan Blue later on, a bit of a discussion video. And anyway, this is, I guess I'll cut it off here. This is my review for, I guess I should do a little bit of an end thing. It was a good episode, definitely a great episode. The animation was beautiful. The Vegeta's character's really been brought more to the forefront. And has shown, it's kind of helped, for me anyway, explain more about who he is right now. Like, we all thought that he had sombered out, he decided to put more, then he's decided to forego most of his warrior personality in exchange for being a man of his family. But for me, this has helped show out that he isn't just one or the other, he is both. He is still the hardened Saiyan warrior, and he is now got this family unit in his heart, and now he's got, he's got this. He's got love. He's got love. Universe 2 would probably love learning that about him. So he's got both these in him now. He is both the Saiyan warrior. He's more of a warrior than he ever had been. And he's a family man at the same time. He is both these things. He can't, if you threw that away about himself, he wouldn't be the man that his family has come to love. Which they do love him. They love him so much, despite him always being such a grumpy asshole. And we've learned a little bit about Jiren's character, at least in the anime. His anime counterpart, which is difficult to say how he lines up with his manga version. which is said more than his anime version, that he seeks power, he seeks a strength beyond power, beyond basic power, which I don't know what that means. Does it mean he wants to refine his ultra instinct? Is he, I don't know what he's seeking for, whatever his wish might be. It's going to be a part of my Jiren video about, I do have a video coming up about, a video I want to make about Jiren's wish and what it might be and what my thoughts are on what it might be. I have a bit of an idea. And I'm hoping I can get it out before the Tournament of Power ends. Because if I don't, what use is that video going to be? And we learned a little bit more about Dispo, which I kind of like. You know, a bit about his personality, which I did. That moment with him and Frieza and him dragging Frieza along is like, it helped me like Dispo a bit more, because so far through the tournament, Dispo has been just, he's been there. He went toe to toe with Hit for a while, so he had that. His ability was okay. You know, being able to move faster than the speed of light for a moment, pretty cool. But his character, for the most part, was just kind of, yeah. We had a bit of Goku here. And it's nice how they do the camera off Goku for a while. And Goku being the one who was all like, no, 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 what do we do? And of course, he mostly stayed out of the fight. Because you know how those two are, like, they don't really like teaming up. They'll team up for moments at a time, just for brief little moments, just to keep each other from being taken out of the fight, which is kind of nice. They at least, you know, try and keep each other in the fight. Vegeta and Goku. Gohan showing that even in his mystic form, he can't really do much to Toppo, which makes sense since when Goku went full blue Kamehameha on him, he just kind of stopped his clothing. So there was that. And Gohan as mystic he's quite powerful, but we don't really know if he's as powerful as Goku is when he's in Super Saiyan Blue. He's able to go toe to toe with him for a bit. But he forced Goku at the last minute to go Kaioken, and that pretty much ended the fight. We have everybody together in stands, so we might have some interesting conversations in the stands between the different angels, the remaining gods, and Universe 7 members and the Universe 11 members. They might be able to talk, and who knows, maybe before one of them gets erased, I don't know, maybe they'll have a few little bonds of respect might form between them. Possible. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Looks like it's going to be fun. Interested to see what Vegeta's new power is going to be. I know a lot of people probably thinking, is it going to be complete blue? Is he going to complete the Super Saiyan blue form? Is he going to do it? I'm thinking that. Is he going to do it? Is he going to complete the Super Saiyan blue form? Who knows? Anyway, this has been my first video on YouTube. Signing out.